Giving them the countdown now. Once this is done, we're going to have some latency, and then upon that being done, they'll start racing. So, I've given them the countdown. After a little bit of latency here, they'll begin their race, and we're doing low percent today. Low percent is a category wherein the racers can only use their starting items and health, no additional items like the jetpack or climbing gloves. They can't grab any damsels, they can't shoot any weapons, they can't get any additional ropes or bombs, none of that garbage. However, they can use environmental items such as pots, rocks, and more importantly, the landmine, which can function as an additional bomb later in the game. Dennis off to a poor start, getting spiked. I spoke with Dennis beforehand, and this is going to be a bit of a challenging race for him, but in a good way, wherein he's going to try out low percent today. He expected any percent, and he decided that he is super down for trying out low percent, so I'm very happy to see that. So hopefully he'll do well today. I expect that he can definitely handle the challenge. This will be, personally, my first day seeing him play Spelunky, and I believe the same goes for 25. So, these guys are both starting out in the mines. Well, as far as the formatting goes, I should probably explain that as well. This is going to be best 2 out of 3. Each racer has 15 minutes to get as far as they can in the game. If they complete Olmec, they'll take the victory, at least if they complete it first. And if they both end up not completing the entire run, whoever got farthest within the 15-minute time period will take the win. In the case that they both reach the farthest level and don't complete Olmec, we'll go into an overtime, and I'll explain that when it becomes relevant, because I'm already missing enough stuff going on. I mean, it looks like 25 has dropped 2 health currently, and Dennis is still at full health and resources after his uncomfortable spiky death to start out. Anyway, however, he is behind as a result, about a level of difference between these guys. 25 moving on to the jungle and getting stunned by a monkey, luckily to the right. Dennis is going to take an arrow trap in the mines. Now we're both down to 2 health. However, Dennis does have all of his resources, whereas 25 has drained 1 of each. Alright, so, don't mind me. I'm just kind of trying to breathe here. Really need to work on that commentary thing. I will do my darndest to get secondary commentators going regularly here, but it is kind of hard to find them as of late. Anyway, Dennis dropping down to 1 health in the jungle at this point. I must say, the jungle is really hard for new low percent players, myself included, back when I started out low percent, so I look forward to seeing Dennis handle this challenge. And once again, these races are for fun. They're not super competitive. We'll be running a leaderboard, but everything is for fun here, so trying out new things is certainly encouraged, and isn't really a bad idea at all, by any means. I mean, why not try it out in racing, where you don't have to worry about some silly PBs? Got an awkward situation here for Dennis, wherein he's going to have to traverse this pool of water with a bat. He decides to take it slow, which is a smart choice. Now, 25 is in the black market, spotted on his level, and decided to take the opportunity. He's down to 2 bombs, and at this point, 1 health as well, so it's kind of an even playing field for these guys. However, 25 is ahead as far as levels are concerned. Yeah, I also need to find a European time commentator. These are just some delightful things I have to deal with. My bad, there's actually a 2-level difference between these two at this point. We shall see how this works out for them. I mean, Dennis is definitely with the resource advantage. He's choosing to bomb the giant frog, which, I mean, he ends up missing here. I think you should just avoid that, unless... Oh my god, did he mean to do that? Oh, no, Dennis. Going down to the giant frog, spawning a blue frog there. I think he might have intended to just drop down through the level there, but unfortunately he didn't have the information he needed to guarantee that the path would be there, and it sadly was not the path. Now it's up to 25 to try and take this run here with 1 health. Any mistake is entirely lethal, so we'll see how that works out for him. Meanwhile, Dennis will be back in the mines for the time being. Still choosing to take things slow, which is a smart idea. Alright, 3-3 for 25. Still holding on to his 1 health here for dear life. Has a landmine in hand. At this point, I definitely don't see a downside to that. Normally, if you have a considerable amount of health, like let's say 3 or 4 health, carrying around a landmine could be not advisable, because taking fall damage could drop you on your landmine. In this case, however, 25 will die from fall damage regardless of landing on the landmine, so here we go. Down to 1 rope here. He had better hope he keeps on to that, otherwise he's going to have to do a ropeless Olmec fight, which is a little bit scary. Now let's get some brute commentary. Sounds like a party. Feels like the 4th of July. We're a few days late on that. Unfortunately, we didn't have 4th of July races. Would have been a great joke to have throughout all the commentary, so I can do less work and have easier humor. That was close! 25 almost got frozen there by the mammoth. Meanwhile, Dennis in the mines doing pretty good with his resources and health. Right now, he doesn't really have the deciding hand in this race. That's super duper up to 25, but 25 is going to have to work pretty hard to keep this going. I definitely know that the temple has been a run killer for plenty of racers, just because of its, you know, incredible difficulty sometimes. Sometimes it's easy because of the way the layouts work, but sometimes it can be very, very strenuous on the racer. And at 1 health, everything is dangerous. Including yourself. Alright, so 25 on to 4-2. Dennis already back in the jungle and progressing pretty smoothly here. Still at full health and resources. 25 choosing to use his landmine at this point, and that's totally acceptable. Probably going to be using a 2-bomb strat on Olmec, although no, you can't really do safe strats that just 2 explosives, so I would have considered keeping the landmine around for that sake, but we shall see. I expect to see a bomb used here because of this mummy. That is the path down, so choosing to use a bomb there is not an awful idea. Oh, I see! Ooh, look at this! Namek's taking the scenic route and just gonna go around there. That's interesting. If you do this enough, I might break down and ask to commentate. Sounds like a party, Kenny. Any additional help would be, you know, pretty good. Dennis dealing with a dark jungle 2-3. Lost 1 health at this point, but that's not a huge deal. Losing 1 health every 6 levels means you're gonna beat the game. I mean, that's pretty good. 25 on to Olmec. It's time to see how this works out. I believe he does still have the rope, so he does not have to do ropeless, but he is at 1 health, so a bad spawn could spell death. Which is not very hard to spell, in case you're wondering. Oh no, Dennis dropping a rope just too late and getting stunned by a monkey down in the dark jungle. Meanwhile, 25 on Olmec. Not quite dead yet. Uh-oh. I see the bee. I see the spider! He's down on Olmec! Oh man, and this race is back to square one for these guys. I'm gonna give them a quick indicator of time. And get that status off the screen. My bad, my bad. Almost 8 minutes remaining on these guys. So, I'd like to do that when things come back to square one like this so that the racers can get a good gauge of how quickly they need to be doing. Yeah, if you lose 1 health every 6 levels, you will only lose 3 health throughout the run, which means you will live, because there are only 16 levels you have to traverse in Spelunky as far as low percent is concerned. Unless you're doing low percent hell, in which you have to do 20, and you will die if you take 1 damage for every 6 levels. Alright. So, let's get a quick check on these guys now that I'm back to my senses. Dennis has lost 2 health, is a level ahead right now, has all of his resources. So does 25, but he also has 4 health, so. I see Dennis is going to try and take a slightly faster approach at this point. I believe dropping a bomb there would be quick, but it looks like Dennis is choosing not to, which is totally fine. I gotta admit, though, that was a strange layout that I saw out of the corner of my eye there, so. You know, both racers doing pretty well so far. This is the first time I've seen both of them myself, so I'm pleasantly surprised by their ability to do low percent. I'm unpleasantly surprised at my ability to speak, however. Rushing water for 25. Oh, spikes for 25. Never gonna see that rushing water ever again. Alright, Dennis has the... what do I normally say? Deciding hand in this race currently. He is, I believe he's 5 levels ahead. Someone check my math on that. Yeah, he's 5 levels ahead. Not anymore because 25 is going through the door, but he has a significant lead of about an area. So slowing down is a good idea at this point. We shall see. I should stop saying at this point. I'm being a bit repetitive. But, you know, it's easy to just repeat yourself over and over again. I think Dennis's game plan is to slightly speed up here. I've noticed he's playing a bit quicker than he was, at least in his previous runs. I can't say whether or not that's because of the layout or because he's made a conscious decision to do so. Or maybe it's just sort of getting used to the low percent vibes. I have no idea. 25 taking his time to give us a little heart in chat. Aw, adorable. Dennis on 2-4, gone quite a bit without taking any damage. He did take 2 pretty early in the run, but since then has been playing pretty well. Very claustrophobic level here as far as enemies are concerned, though. I would drop a bomb, and Dennis is going to agree with me and drop a bomb. Good choice, Dennis. I'm glad we're on the same page. Keep it up. Meanwhile, 25 about to enter the jungle himself. Still about an area of difference between these guys. So let's see Dennis get through the Cavernes de Glace, or however you say that in, I believe it's French. Landmine on altar there. I would almost consider just picking that up to try and not get too Kali explosions, because I guarantee you the moment you allow the ball and chain to spawn, it definitely will happen. We have seen it happen to Pib one time, where he did a low percent run wherein 2 altars were naturally exploded, and he got a ball and chain. Not very likely, but it could happen. Anywho, 3-2 for Dennis, 2-2 for... Oh no! Dennis is gonna fall into the abyss! There are still about 5 minutes on the clock. Gonna give them that quick indicator. Dennis needs to get to Olmec to tie up this race. If he decides to finish Olmec, that would mean he will take the victory, but right now, the more likely candidate to finish Olmec is 25, as he is on 2-3. He has 4 health, has drained a bomb just now, and still has all 4 of his ropes, which is looking better than his last run, wherein he had to drain a lot of resources pretty early. So, I don't think it's over for Dennis. I believe if he kind of picks up the pace, he can certainly make it back to the temple and Olmec, but he is not going to be able to take things super slowly, and he definitely needs to be a little bit careful about his situation. He did just whip the pot open, which is fine. Oh, but 25 is going to go down in the jungle to a tiki trap. Oh, man. Oh, we're back to square one once more. 25 does have the lead. He got to the farthest level currently, which was Olmec. Dennis made it to 3-2, I believe, before dying, which was the furthest level he reached. So if Dennis can make it to Olmec, he ties it up. If either of them can beat Olmec, they take the win. Of course, however, this is best 2 out of 3, so that will not be the last race between these two. Whoever takes the win will get one of those little sapphires lit up on their end, and we'll move on to the next race, which will also be low percent, of course. I'm not sure whether or not we're planning on having multi-category races, but I'll definitely consider it. As for now, all of today is going to be low percent, low percent, low percent, because that just makes things easier. Hopefully once the new matchmaking system gets implemented, we can have more kind of diverse categorizations for races and keep things as interesting as possible. In case you are wondering about what matchmaking system I'm talking about, I have posted a little informational to the r/Spelunky subreddit, so feel free to check that out. Now, I can't say for certain if I saw that correctly, but did 25 just reset? Because if he did, I gotta say that's not advisable. With 3 minutes on the clock, he might have just died. I was not paying enough attention, apparently, because I was yammering on about a informational post. Feel free to check it out on the subreddit if you are confused about anything that's going on. There should be pretty much everything you need to know there, as far as Spelunky Weekly Showdown is concerned. Snake Pit on 1-2 for 25. Now, I gotta be honest with you guys. 25 is no longer the deciding candidate in this race. Whatever he does, there's not much he can do. Unless he does some sort of world record pace, like by a lot run, he won't be able to reach Olmec in time. However, Dennis, as long as he travels quickly here, he can't go slow. Oh no! Oh no! And with that kind of terrifying situation in the jungle, dodging a dodging a tiki trap and falling onto a spike trap. Unfortunately, bringing Dennis down, and with 2 minutes and 13 seconds on the clock, that is probably going to be the end of this race, because it's pretty much impossible to get back to Olmec at this point. So, in that case, 25 is going to take the victory by furthest level, being Olmec in this case, unfortunately dying on Olmec. So congratulations, 25. That is going to be the first race. To you, I'm going to give these guys a quick notifier that the race is over. And then we will move on to the next race. So, little recap here. 25 did just take the first win in this 2 out of 3 race for low percent. Those of you who are joining us and don't know what low percent is a category where you can only use your starting health items and such, like the 4 ropes, bombs, and etc. Oh man, I butchered that. Starting health and resources is how most people would say it. You can't pick up any jetpacks or climbing gloves, no passive items, can't use any weapons, and cannot get any additional bombs or ropes. However, you can use environmental items like rock spots, and more importantly, the landmine, which can function as a bomb. Anywho. These guys are getting ready for the next race. They'll get back to the main door. I'll start another countdown, and we will begin the second round of this. I guess while we have a little bit of downtime, I should explain that the current point system, which is not necessarily finalized, is going to be 3 points for a winner and 1 point for a loser. That way there's no penalty for choosing to race. You will always earn something in the end, and hopefully that will encourage people to race as much as they can, and that will be influencing the leaderboards on Moss ranking. I'll be keeping some additional stats so that if we do change the leaderboard later on, that'll be a kind of smooth transition that we can just coordinate quickly, but that in mind as these races move on. Alright. So it looks like these two are ready. I think 25 is at the wrong door, but that's fine. You can use the temple shortcut. I'm sure that'll work out really well, except it's not allowed. But I'm going to give these guys a countdown after I reset the timer, and then once I have done that, we will begin the next race, which once again is a low percent. So, gonna give these guys a countdown. Once latency and that catches up, we will move on to the next race, which is once again going to be low percent, as I will continue to reiterate. Here we go, here comes the countdown. Enjoy my little key taps, as you can probably hear. Alright, I've given them the go, so once latency catches up, here comes the next round. Isn't winning +2 and losing +2 equal to losing equals 0? Kurt, I don't know what you mean, and I think you need to check your math. Because 0 + 0 is 0. Now that I can get behind. Anyway, Dennis has apparently got less latency than 25 does. That or something has gone horribly wrong on 25's end. I hope we'll find out soon. Let me just, let me really quickly. Nope, he's moving. Okay, 25, go. Get in the door! What are you doing, 25? Alright, but, I guess that's fine. 25's gonna have a little bit of a loss of time here. Dennis is down 1 health and is actually racing, so that helps. I'm confused. 25, we've started the race. I have given you the go. Have you not checked the Discord? This is unfortunate at best. Oh, there we go. Alright, and 25 begins. We're just gonna go with this for the time being. That's fine. We'll just... Sure. I mean, it is only fair. Dennis did start when I said to start, so... 1 area lead for Dennis, I guess. Hey man, if anything, this just, provokes the underdog. He's got the full opportunity. Ooh, Dennis, this is not the correct way. You're going to be blocked off if you choose to go this way. However, there is a vine you can make your way back, luckily, so that is good. But landing on spikes does not help your cause, unfortunately. You know what? I say that, but I would do exactly that in a ton of my low percent runs, wherein I expect I'll be able to grab a ledge, but unfortunately just barely miss it. It's kind of the worst, but happens to all of us. Probably just a 1 minute stream delay. You know what? We can check. Let's find out, shall we? No video stats. Well, I have negative 971 seconds of latency, so I'm seeing this approximately 15 minutes into the future. So I don't think I have a minute of latency, guys. Interesting. Anyway, on to races. What the heck? I've never seen that. Negative 970 latency. Very, very good website. Twitch. Excellent. We're moving hitbox for next races, guys. Twitch is dysfunctional. Anyway, 2-level difference between these guys. All resources for Dennis, I believe all resources for 25 as well. So that is good. I'm glad these guys have been keeping up while I've been mucking around with Twitch bugs. But both using a rope right now. Interesting. A little bit of symmetry there. I expect them to both use a bomb at the same time, right? No, of course. You know, we're not moving to hitbox. Sorry. I don't want to have to set up a Star League hitbox account. No thank you. Gonna take 1 damage on 25's end from a little bit of a weird bat hitbox. Oh, bats. They have really wide hitboxes. They're gross to deal with the whip sometimes. At least upper whip and back whip garbage. I hate it. Anyway, onto the jungle for Dennis. Pretty close right now, only a 2-level difference. I could easily change in the temple for either of these guys where... Oh, okay. Oh, man. And 25 is going to go down to a Tiki Village. Oh, and the cursor shake. The cursor shake. Dennis now has a chance to take this in a stride. If I were Dennis at this point, and I had access to view 25 stream, which is allowed for the record, I would definitely take a bit of a slowdown here, because this is a pretty significant lead, and he has a very solid situation as far as resources and health are considered. So we'll see how this race unfolds here. I definitely think Dennis can take a quick win here as long as he keeps it safe. Definitely worth slowing down for certain situations. There's a black market there. Not exactly useful, though. Not quite. Alright. So, 2-3 for Dennis, 1-3 for 25. This is an entire area of difference currently. The tables have switched around here. Tables have turned. However, Dennis is going to go down to a tiki trap in the water. I personally would have placed a rope there. Unfortunately, that is going to bring Dennis back to the mines, which puts him at 2 levels behind 25. Let's hope they beat the jungle at some point, because I can't say I remember the farthest level. I gotta start keeping that in mind during solo commentary, that people are not going to do that for me. Alright, slow start for Dennis, slow-ish level for 25. Ooh, okay. Ooh, whoa, okay. Let's calm down there. Let's not hop on that spike trap. 1 rope already down for Dennis, which is totally fine, as long as you aren't draining them like 3 in the mines. Or if you're Samots, you'd waste all of your resources in the mines and somehow still get to the end of the Star League tournament. Obviously, you're doing something right if you're wasting all your resources right away. Very fast level for 25 there. I'd say there's a 5 level difference between these two at this point. Maybe it's still just an area. Actually, it's 3 levels. I don't know what I'm talking about. Dennis taking a bit of fall damage there, but not reaping too many negative repercussions as a result of that. He didn't bounce into any... Well, he did bounce into an enemy, but he bounced off of his head. Meanwhile, after that whole spiel, 25 took some damage as well. He's down to 2 at this point, which means a few things are lethal. For example, a queen bee, which I see he's choosing to avoid, as you should in this situation. That is French for I hear snakes, I hate snakes, so there's a snake pit for Dennis. I see my 15-minute ahead of the... Ooh. Alright, maybe my internet's gonna take a quick... Alright, well, sure. We'll just go with that. Maybe my awkward latency that's negative finally caught up with itself and normalized. Yeah, 1 health and no resources out of the mines for Samots every single time. Guaranteed. There's a snail right there. Reminds me of Kurt's finish in Exhibition before. The Olmec Gauntlet with 2 snakes on each side and a snail preventing him from exiting. I would honestly consider throwing a bomb down here if I was Dennis, but he took it slow and decided to keep his bomb, which is not a bad idea. If you can handle the situation effectively and safely, then definitely hold on to your bomb. Uh-oh, alright, so Dennis is not going to get stunned because he ran into the snail and then hit the bubbles. Actually, I don't know if he hit the bubbles. I don't think he did. Meanwhile, 25 has reached the ice caves, went to the wrong side, didn't get punished, gets to keep his ropes for now. Dennis currently traveling through the jungle on 2-2. He's going to drop down to 1 health. And he's going to drop down to 0 because a frog jumps out of the water. Oh man, that was kind of hard to react to. Popped out at pretty much the last second. Awkward mammoth situation over here, just kind of sitting there on a single block, not knowing what to do. So far into the future that Twitch had to hold me back, exactly. But Dennis is back to the mines. 25 as the deciding hand, for those who articulate, in this race right now. Pretty simple ice caves level right there. He's going to go through 3-4, and if that's successful, he will be on to the temple where everything can go wrong because it's the temple. And then there will be Olmec where everything can go wrong because it's Olmec. However, he is in a situation where he could do safe strats as long as he holds on to his landmine, and even if he doesn't, he can do some kind of slower safe strats with 3 bombs. Alright, on to the temple. Let's see how the temple decides to treat him. Just drop the landmine on the right here. Okay, he's going to drop it on the mummy, that works as well. Albeit a bit slower, but speed is not really too much of a worry for 25 right now. He just needs to survive to be able to take this race. In the event that he does, he will win the 2 out of 3. And get 3 points on the leaderboards that don't exist yet. Leaderboards will be posted hopefully after we get 2 weeks of races done, probably. We'll see, we'll see. Alright, Dennis continued to traverse the mines while 25 is trying to finish off his run so that he can take the win here. Any mistake, though, could cost him. He's at 2 health. There are lots of things that are lethal in the temple at 2 health. Arrow traps, mummies, just a bunch of garbage that can get you killed. Now this is a gross situation. He handled it well. He managed to turn around the mummy on the left without turning around the one on the right. moving them both to the right and getting them out of the way so that he can finish 4-2 and move on to 4-3. Dennis is in the jungle. We'll see if that matters based upon 25's fit. What is this layout? I would have used the rope there personally, but in fact, that's a actually pretty significant misplay, if I have to be honest with you, 25. Where are your safe strats now? Whoa, okay. I think 25 is in the mindset that Dennis might be close behind. I don't know if these two are watching each other's streams, but the play there was to place the rope so that you could do safe strats on Olmec. I believe 25 is going to go for fast strats in this case because he doesn't know where Dennis is, so that's fine. We'll see how that works out. He's at 2 health, which means he can take a quick hit on Olmec and live, which would be good in his case. Alright, here we go. Saf strats. Look for safe strats. Here it comes. I see a not like this in chat. I have a feeling that's a spoiler. No spoilers. And the final stomp. Yep, spoilers. There we go. He's going to go down on Olmec. So the farthest level is Olmec. I'm going to give them a quick indicator with just under 5 minutes remaining. And I think they both have the chance to take a finisher here. 25 has to go very fast. Very, very fast for that to work out. However, Dennis just needs to not die, really. He's on 3-1 with 4 health, 3 bombs, and 4 ropes, which is an excellent setup for resources as far as the ice caves are concerned. Yeah, no, that was unfortunate. A little bit of a panic, twitchy thing there from 25 wherein he grabbed onto the rope and ended up dropping down at the last second. I believe he meant to grab it a bit later, and when he did grab it as early as he did, he tried to compensate so he wouldn't get stunned by Olmec, but as a result, he just dropped down into the lava. Went for a level there for Dennis. He handled it quite well. There was an awkward alien just sort of bouncing around, which was... but he handled it well. I think Dennis has slower load times. I wonder if he's working off the console. I don't think he is, though. Weird. That'd be worth discussing. I don't think it's a huge deal, though. Alright, Dennis is going to move on to 3-4 now. If I were him, I'd look out for a landmine on this 3-4 personally, because getting a landmine around could be huge for the temple. The biggest thing that should be on Dennis's mind right now is survival, and only survival. I would grab that landmine. Oh, Dennis. Oh, Dennis. Oh, no! No, Dennis! No, Dennis! Oh, and he's gonna miss the ledge grab on the ice. He's gonna drop into the abyss in the ice caves, and there's only 3 minutes on the clock, which means that nobody can reach Olmec at this point, because that's ridiculous. You would have to go so fast, it's absurd. So at this point, I think it's safe to decide that this race is going to go to 25, and the best 2 out of 3 is also going to go into 25. Go into 25? Go to 25. Not quite into him. This is a PG stream. So, in that case, 25 is going to be our winner for today's 2 out of 3 races in a low percent between these two. That means he's going to get 3 points for the leaderboard, and Dennis is going to get 1 point. Both of these guys did an excellent job. Very good races. This is the first time I've seen both of them race, and I enjoyed it quite a bit. I think they're very good competitors for each other. Hopefully we'll see more out of them in the future. And with that being said, I'm going to give them the quick message that the races are up. And that 25 wins. And after that, we're going to be moving on to another low percent race between 2 players that you might be more familiar with. They're a little more well-known. Their names are Curticus and Krill. I'm sure they're going to mess up a lot more because they go a lot faster. So just be ready for that. First, I have to be jerks to them so I can seem better, even though I'm much worse. So dirty, so unprofessional. Oh, what a terrible commentator. We need to get new commentators.